So today I wanted to ask one of our digital experts a question that we get asked a lot. For a US company that exports to Canada, we get asked, should I bother with a Canadian website? After all, they all speak English, they're our neighbors, they're totally used to doing business here in the States. So why have a Canadian website? So Andrew and I discussed this quite a bit, and we think there are three really important reasons why you, US exporter to Canada, need a great Canadian website.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And thanks, Susanna. And that really brings me to the first point and first reason of why you need a Canadian website. And it's because that Canada is typically the first export market that US companies go to when they start exporting. This has helped make Canada the US's biggest export market by far. A huge $2 billion worth of goods and services crosses the border every single day. And this new USMCA should only boost us even more. So at a very top level, Canada is such an important market that it deserves some dedicated space and dedicated resources. And there's nothing more effective than having that dedicated website presence.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Canada is a large market for US exporters, and all large markets need dedicated resources like websites. And Andrew, isn't it true that Canadians are big adopters of online so that they're really plugged in? So by having a dedicated website, you can really reach your Canadian prospects.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And that actually brings me to the second reason why you need a Canadian website. And that's because Canadians are a lot more digitally minded than most of us here in the US. Nearly 100% of Canadians use the internet daily. In fact, 6 hours of use of the internet every single day. And this compares to about 85% of the US. Compared to the US, the Canadians use the internet for business purposes, and more of them are going to be using them on their mobile phones, which means that they're really well connected. Canadians even shop more online than we do here in the US. And as an average, they spend about $2,000 via e-commerce compared to about $1,600 here in the US. So what all of this means is that there will be a very responsive effort to your building an online presence that gives you a great local experience in Canada.
Sounds like Canadian prospects really appreciate and respond to a dedicated website. Okay, that's all great, but US companies can argue that they all speak English. And Canada is so close to the US, so why even bother with yet another English language website? Doesn't their US website reach Canadians anyway?
Unfortunately, the answer to that is no, or just at least in a very limited way. I mean, you might be getting some Canadians visiting your website, but for all intents and purposes, your US website is practically invisible to the Canadian audience. And that's just because it's the way that the internet works. For example, Google gives its users the most relevant and helpful results in milliseconds. And it does this by using algorithms that consider things like search terms, the relevance of individual pages, the quality of website content, among hundreds of many different things. There's something like 4 billion Google searches a day. And so as a business, you want to make sure that it's as easy as possible for Google to recognize that your website is relevant to your prospective customers in Canada. And of course, there's a quarter population that speaks French that you need to consider. All of this is what we call localizing your website, and having a dedicated website for the Canadian market means that you will be found more easily by your potential customers, and so you're able to grow your business in Canada.
That's an excellent point. And I think something that a lot of US exporters don't always really realize. If you want to learn more, you can listen to one of our Online in Canada webinars or just get in touch. We're always really happy to help and answer any questions for the online world. Thank you all so much. Happy trading. Bye.